What's up, YouTube? It's your girl Ronni. I'm back with another video. I'm trying to get more content out more frequently. I struggle with consistency sometimes, but we're working on it. This one's gonna be a little bit different, talking about Malcolm and Marie, this new Netflix movie that has just emerged, and it's just really interesting and gorgeous and awesomely awesome. Like, it's a black movie and I'm so here for it. So this is a movie directed by Sam Levinson, Ashley Levinson, Kevin Turin, blah 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 blah. Zendaya is actually also in the list of producers in the credits, so that I think that is like, let's go. Like, listen, I love Zendaya. Like, that is my boo thing. Love her. She's awesome. Euphoria, like, just shake it up. Like, that's my bitch. Just because she's just like, I feel like she is just a genuine person. Like, I can just feel it when she acts, or when she just, you just see her on social media. Just like, I love her. Love her. She did a good job. And then we have Mr. Denzel Washington Jr., Mr. John David Washington. John David Washington, okay? Denzel Washington's son. Like, ooh, like, but like, who would have thought that our generation would have their own Denzel? Like, we have our own Denzel. Like, bitch! No. All right, let me calm down. I just think that was just such a vibe, like, that they put these two actors together and like made this movie in this one house. The entire movie, they're just in one house. You can watch it all the way through and really be into it the entire time. I just think that that's just insane. Like, but yeah, so we're gonna get into it. The first thing we're gonna cover about this movie is the age gap. The age difference between John David Washington and Zendaya. It's a 12-year age gap. I know Zendaya is like 24. I don't know how old her character is in the movie, but in real life, like, the critics are referring to Zendaya's age in real life, which is, I believe, 24. Not sure how old Mr. Washington is, but you know, just add on 12 years. He's 36. Math goon over here. Side note. Anyways, so what I'm gonna do is share the producers and directors' point of view on the age gap, as well as Zendaya and John David Washington's response to these comments about their age gap, before I share my opinions on it, because I feel like that just makes more sense. According to Zach Sharf from IndieWire magazine, the producers and the actors in this movie had a lot to say about the backlash that was given. When it comes to the 12-year age gap between Zendaya and Washington, Levinson is the producer. Levinson told Independent that he understands why it might be a cause for concern, as age gaps are something that historically happen a lot in films with older male actors and younger female ones. However, it has nothing to do with the story. Because the film's storyline reckons with age difference between Malcolm and Marie and how it contributes to the imbalance of power in their relationship, Levinson said, "I'm just not sure how the criticism is applicable to this particular project because the age difference is part of its DNA." So basically, what the director is saying is that the age gap is sort of what needs to be. Like, it's put in place for a reason. Like, in the film world, people cast particular people for a particular reason. If somebody is trying to depict something that has happened, they have to cast accordingly to that. So I mean, like, in a nutshell, Levinson is just basically saying you're criticizing the age gap, which is a necessity of this film. Like, you're kind of just negating my entire film, and that doesn't really make sense. And I kind of understand that as well, because if you watch the movie, you'll see why there has to be an age gap, because there's like a power structure. Like, there is. Malcolm, he does have this arrogant sense of like I'm the man. Like, he swings his dick a lot in this movie, and that's just basically why, like, you can see how that age difference comes into play, because you can have somebody who is famous or older than you, and they just have this advantage, you know what I mean? So that makes sense as to why there needs to be an age gap. So Zendaya and Washington also have brushed off the age gap criticism as well. Zendaya told People magazine that viewers need to remember that she is a 24-year-old adult in real life, although she understands why they might not remember, as Malcolm and Marie is her first adult role after a career of playing characters still in middle or high school. Washington goes on to say, people are going to see in this film exactly how much of a woman she is. He says, she has far more experience than I do in this industry. I've only been in it for about 7 years. She's been in it much longer, so I'm learning from her. I'm the rookie. I was leaning on her a lot. What I'm really excited for people to see when the film is released, they're going to see how mature she is in this role. I fuck with Washington for saying this. I agree with Washington because Zendaya, I agree with that statement that Zendaya has definitely shown that she is a woman now. Like, my girl in Euphoria, if you watch the show Euphoria, you will understand. She displays the life of a teenage drug addict, basically, and I've never seen her in this form, and it's just such a contrast from like when she was on TV as a child and she was doing Shake It Up. It was way, you know what I mean? Like it's a whole flip. Basically what they're saying is like, we can see that, you know, from the last time you've seen her was either on Disney Channel or, you know, in Euphoria, depicting a high school kid. Nonetheless, she is still depicting and doing these adult things that is just like, you just believe it so much. Like, you really think that that's her. And I think that the age gap is kind of something that doesn't really fucking matter, because at the end of the day, like, Zendaya is an adult. Like, she's 24 years old, dog. Like, come on now. In the movie Malcolm and Marie, the way that Zendaya carries herself, you'll see for yourself that she's a woman and she embodies an adult womanly vibe. I'm mad at people for actually criticizing that shit because, come on, like, she's grown. You gotta let people grow up in the industry. I feel like people have to lose that old image of people that they have in their head from when they first came onto the scene. And that's just how it should be. Another point to make about the age difference between Malcolm and Marie, Zendaya and Washington, they were very collaborative with the way that they filmed the movie. Levinson, the director, did note that there was nothing that went into the screenplay that wasn't cleared first by the actors. So in that case, you kind of understand, like, okay, they're okay with the age difference, so why do you give a fuck? You know, it's kind of like that one video where the lady was like,
if I'm taking care of my business, and you are over here in my business, yeah, who is taking care of your business? Oh, you see now?
Nah, for real, because who is watching your business? You watching mine. So that's how people need to be with Malcolm and Marie, period. Leave Zendaya and John David Washington alone, because they don't give a freak. So mind yours, mind your neck. So now that we covered the issues about the age gap, now we can start to talk about my personal review on the movie. First of all, like, it's a really charming film. The way that Malcolm and Marie start out the movie, it's just like a little like drunk and just a little bit messy, and like that's just their little vibe, but it gets really deep. And I feel as though the way that it shifts into them having this ongoing feud, it starts to like really make the wheels start turning. And it's like, damn, if you've been in a toxic relationship before, a relationship where you can't seem to meet your partner halfway, you can't seem to get along with your partner correctly, you come from a relationship where you've had some some ups and downs, you'll understand. I think what's the craziest thing is that there were so many revelations that were made during the arguments that Malcolm and Marie had. Like, at one point, you find out that Marie cheated on my boy Malcolm. Like, she cheated. You understand why a little bit when you watch it and you see how narcissistic Malcolm can be. Also, in no way am I ever justifying this. Like, she's 100% wrong for cheating on him. And they both display a lot of toxic behavior. I might just seem like I'm just capping on this man. He really was narcissistic though. I mean, like, at one point she told him that she felt some kind of way because he did not thank her during his premiere speech of the movie that he created. And the movie was about her, by the way, that he created. Maybe not about her, but he used her life as the inspiration for his film. Like, how do you not motherfucking congratulate the person that you based it on, like, or you got your inspiration from? Like, but there's a circle in hell for people like that. God gonna handle that, because there are people in this world that do take credit for things and they don't give credit where credit is due. You know what I'm saying? And the person that they got the inspiration from, they're nowhere to be found. Nobody ever says anything about them. So that is kind of fucked up. To be your girl, like, nigga, that's your whole girlfriend, and you're not gonna thank her when you based your whole shit off of that. Bottom line is, that shit's not cool. Like, he should have definitely thanked her. And that was like a really narcissistic move. And that's just like common decency. I feel like that should have just been a given. But we're not going to argue the plot of the story because I'm giving away just too much at this point. John David Washington, like, first off, he's mesmerizing on screen. Like, he's a lot like his father. And you can tell if you like watch the movies with Denzel, John David Washington's dad, you can just see how eloquent that man is. Big Denzel on screen, and it's just like Lil Washington has embodied that eloquency in his speech and what he is trying to convey on screen. And it's just like this like regal vibe that I get. He's on his kingly shit when he is on screen. He pulls off his role really good. I just thought it was funny how like he was very needy when it came to Marie. Like, if she would walk away 10 feet from him, he'd be like, Marie, 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 Marie. Like, it was a lot. It was a lot. Like, and you could see their relationship just unfolding. Like, and it was just like, damn. It was like everything was getting unpacked during the entire movie. Like, that whole 80 minutes was just like a lot of like stuff came to light again. But it's so realistic, and that's what makes it realistic, I think, is that what's done in the dark definitely comes to light. And when you're in a relationship and you love somebody and when you want to be with that person for a long time, those type of conversations have to happen. So that's a part of life that we all at some point experience, and it's just like that's what made the movie so raw to me, like, because it was so realistic in the fact that type arguments like that will take place with your partner, because sometimes y'all personalities are gonna end up clashing at some point, and the honeymoon phase ceases to exist at some point. So it can be hard, and you got to work to get that shit back. However, if your relationship is anything like Malcolm and Marie's, you definitely want to leave that shit ASAP. So that's the last point I'm going to make about Malcolm and Marie. If you guys haven't watched it yet, definitely go and watch it. It's a good-ass movie. You'll find it on Netflix. And if you haven't yet, hit that like and subscribe button for me, please. Blessings and love, and God bless you all. Thank you for watching my video. Bye-bye now.